Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scary Scouts and Pirates of the Caribbean film series. Simon Angels here. Welcome back to the Pirates of the Caribbean Movie Madness number 32. Today's date is about Thursday, September 14, 2023. We are sitting here in for the Paradise of the Forest areas. So we here for about just the same for the complicated for like for 8 years evolutions. It's like for all I think about some Paradise of the Forest. There could be the ones that are deers. There could be the deers, squirrels, bunny and jackrabbits, raccoons and bears and wolves and coyotes and all this stuff about the elks and caribous. It's all I have for shores. Well, I just believe it was it's all that being the best ways ever. It's probably like to do the best of 2022 from the last year. That was like for the last 9 months ago. The best of 2021 is about for the last 2 years ago. And then the could be final the best is at about mid 2020s. It's the best of 2020. It's like the COVID-19 pandemic shit lockdowns. So shame of it. So shame of them for the pandemic with the virus. This could be sad. I just noticed it's like the best of 2019s, 2018s, 2017s, 2016s, 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012, 2011, and 2010, and the best was of 2009, 2008, 2007, and 2006, and I believe it was 2005, like the past 18 years ago. That was to do that much of the time, for do it as much of the time, to do it the right time. Believe it was as I can hang out there for the once of a while ago. So as far as what I want to do for the best ways ever, as far as that takes, then I believe as far as you do that to do so, probably you like it looks like it about a complicated as like a much of this time as soon as possible. All I have to make it do is about to testify is all it takes. And also my friend Michael, and also my friend Michael White and Cornfields, we are same together. I believe what the best was and about same to YouTube channel, same as it about last 8 years ago, the fourth season of the Psycho series from the Juggernuggets. Between them was a man named Corn as a once for a while ago. Between that was like as much as like some yesterday's like the same reactions about Psycho Dad bust doors between the ankles, Psycho destruction room. Even Uncle Larry and Jesse got kicked out from his house. It's like it's somebody, but sometimes it's like no reasons. Here was certainly Jesse's. He's lied about his mom. It's like he reasons sometimes it could be bad news or situations. And Jeffrey, he wants the film not to the ankle comparisons like as soon as possible. It also to have the rituals also about the rituals one way to go. It's most likely to soon as much a possibility to take it about from the maximum weight and then from the minimum minutes of wait, like 30 minutes to half an hour ago, between Big Brother and the Juggernuggets, Larry Slouse and Psycho Dad, and then Teresa Ridgway. It is all about it takes. It's like for the last couple months ago. And I believe as far as what I do about for a couple of the best for 2015 for the last 8 years ago. And I certainly all have to make it takes this once at about probably as far as the best ways ever like it ever takes. So it's also about I believe it's also understandable it takes. It's much like it about probably the last chance with it for the last few minutes ago. It's all about a chance. So we do that as far as you would do for about the probably best ever. It's like it could be best ways ever. So it could be West Trees in an area. So hey, it's just a West Trees. Well, it's like it sometimes it's like it probably takes as one of those sides about the must reads as far as to do the right time about the best ways ever. So that's the right way about the way to go, like a once and for all for like in big areas as far as it takes. And that was like, it's probably that could be one. It's all I have to make it do is about the best ways ever. It's like a the guideline as far as that I do, like it probably even make ways ever it takes. So that was just real life. It's like it could be about for the ones to the job listing for about for the job opportunities at all times. That was listed about for the last chance for everything. Those are about the complicated as like all the time. That was in the last chance with it. For as much as like what we're gonna do as far as you need the best ways ever. So it is all the way to go about to make the best ways ever as far as to do that it takes. Probably not gonna make ways ever it takes as far as you to do like it about for the best job opportunity at all times. So it must be half of the like be half of the all I have to choose is one between my longtime friends, have his wife, my wife, between his wife and their wives, their husbands, their children, and their infants. All my longtime friends, they do have children, they have kids, they have wives, they have husbands, they have I have good relatives. So I was happy to be here. Is about this programming. All I have to do is about this programming is nearby. So sometimes yesterday I just do the joints in about last 2 weeks ago as far as it takes us Celebration Church. They just went to the Class Creek Park South, and I just went to the joint as a Sunrise Church with the Baptist Church. They have associate Pastor Stephen. They have associate pastors Kevin and senior pastor Stevens, and Celebration Lutheran Church. They have Pastor Chris. They have all due respect to each other as far as it takes. And that could be probably was about it. It does matter it takes. It's like it probably was. And it does sometimes as far as you do the best ever about the probably notice about the best ways ever. It probably do like it all the time. It's not taking much as longer for much in a minutes ago. It's much like it about as far as you do it about the best ways ever. It's probably like you take this one over the side. So and that was like side by side. It's all it takes. It's like for the past few years ago. It's all it takes. Believe it or not, believe it was the best of 2005. It's better about it before. Was it 18 years ago? Was it before from 2005? It was that exactly could about the first time ever. Things about the single restaurants and about next year's will be about 2024. I believe later years about 2025, like March 2025, it could be about the sweet life of Zach and Cody 20th anniversary as called the Dylan Sprouts, Zach and Cody, Ashley Tisdale, Maddie Fitzpatrick, Brennan Song, London Tipton, Kim Rose. Well, that was like all that same the time. What the heck is that? Oh. Sorry about that. It's just about the squeaking around about all the time. Oh. Sorry guys. Dude, we just heard about coyotes in there. They have fox? Or the raccoons or such freaking things? Believe it was raccoon, that's all I think. Sorry guys, so to be continued, so it's just having a relaxed time, so oh yeah, so as far as that it takes. I'm just gonna have to check out the scenes as far as we can, so like forested areas. I don't think it's much of the foxes we can. I don't think it's about the herd of foxes just make noise. It's just about the fleeing that must have over about for the past years ago. But sometimes they do have it to be continued as the sweet life of Zach and Cody 20th anniversary as far as it takes, it's like for the past few years ago, as far as to do that it takes. So as far as what I want to do the best ways ever, as far as I want it. Sorry, Foxy. That was like, probably was just like the best ways ever about it takes. It is all up for the buff it takes. Like as far as I want. That was like all I have to do is a believable want. It could be best ways ever. So well, I just do that for the Phil Lewis as Mr. Mosby, and Andrea Armantet as Esteban, Brian Stepanek as Aaron Hockhausers, Patrick Bistroff as Patrick's, Lance is all I have to do as a guy, and Eva Kurzik could be rebooted as a return to Sweet Life as adults, as the Cole the Dylan Sprouse, Brenna Song, Ashley Tisdale's, Phil Lewis, and Debbie Ryan as Bailey Pickett. It's all about exactly what it's about. Wherever it just will be about the best of whatever it takes. So I probably just hang out about the paradise ever it takes. It was that hard as we can just make it cool down as far as what I do want. And know that I want. So, and that's what's all I want to do that the best ways ever it takes. It's like probably there was. So it sounds like it could be once if we do about the best ways ever. So I have it takes. So I got sometimes about the apologize is like the reasons as far as we do it about it is hard out to be the context is like it's much like it about that was not much is where we do that for about we do about the best way of the Disney Channel's original series. Like I start giving tributes to Hannah Montana, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, That's a Raven, Corey in the House, Phineas the Ferb, Jesse, The Sweet Life on Deck, Ant Farm, Shaken Up, Austin and Alley, Camp Rock 2, The Final Jams, High School Musical trilogies, and it could be in the Minutemen, The Wish Upon the Stars, That's a Sweet Life of Hannah Montana, Wizard of Waverly Place, Wizard on Deck of Hannah Montana, Wizard of the Waverly Place the movie, Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus Best of Both Worlds concerts, and Hannah Montana the movie, I believe it was, and about whereabouts Austin and Alley in the movie as far as it takes. I do believe it was Jesse. I believe it was Jesse and Bunk, which is about Sky Jackson, Kari Broad. I paid tributes to Campbell Boyce, and then it could be about Peyton List as Emma Stills. It's also about the same characters as like it could be once for all about the some characters as like. I believe it was as far as the best ways ever it takes, and that's as far as I want. So as far as we will. That was like it probably was just like do that the best ever about to do that at the right time about the probably could be process. Well, same time it's like the same calories it takes, and that's like probably about the last words with it, but as soon as possible it takes. Well, it's also to say I just felt the surprise of what it takes. It's all I want about the best ever it takes. I would have to say I just believe we could just understandable it takes. So I don't think it about be recognized that about as soon as possible it takes. So I just notice about as far as it takes. Being grateful to it being as soon as possible is like all I want you to do about the best ever it takes. That's like it could be one of the entries as far as what I go through every way to any time as soon as possible. Since my last days are about whereabouts Pirates of the Caribbean movie matters goes on May, and the Pirates of Hawaii Powers goes about the both of them for May. And it was like it about Psycho versus Crazy series on June. And Vlogs and Announcement Speech Reviews goes to the June 2, so both of them made. Pirates of Horus Powwow and Pirates of the Caribbean Movie Madness goes to about the May as the 8 months left. Well, 9 months, that goes to about vlogs, announcements, speech reviews, the last days, and Psycho series, Psycho versus Crazy series reactions. Even was it including prank series, so my last days are about probably like sometimes it's like May 2, like three of it, as soon as possible. I just like sitting the ducks. I just like sitting there, staying in the paradise, like forest areas. I just like trees and the forest area, just like same animals or it takes. We're thankful to it. It's all it takes. Alright guys, so I'm sure I have to thank you so much. We're just gonna have to make it where to go. So make sure, don't forget to hit the button to subscribe to my contests, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google Divine Cameras. Make sure to TikToks to Google Vines and cameras due to their Instagram that takes. Subscribe to the contest where it takes as far as it takes the WWE Network, UFC, 30th anniversaries, AEW, Impact, NJPW, Ring of Honor, and mostly they do have Monday Night Raws, NXT, as Tuesday nights, and Friday Night SmackDowns as far as it takes. Well, Raw, SmackDown as for the next September was it, and SmackDown should be about for next year's will be about 2024. As far as it takes about that goes on Thursday Night SmackDown. But think of to it as far as we can, like 8 years is like a but the last appearance for the third ones. Alright guys, thank you for commenting back. It's welcome back to the theme about the Pirates of the Caribbean Movie Madness today. Paradise, number 32. Feel free to watch. Don't forget to keep it rich, mateys.